May your fame be spread all over this ribbons. We take shelter in the sweet Shri Prabhupada. Sita Pavana Shri Prabhupada ki.
А на каком регрессе они?
Шри Кришна читание про...
Наверное. Ну, потому что никого нет англоязычного смысла.
Ну, тоже, если читать, то...
Да, а вы можете рассказать? Потому что я не знаю, как его пели, а я... Точно. Я нашла здесь страницу.
Лекции еще читаете, это бали, да?
Нет, я же не умею.
Ну,
Нет. Я могу запеть, но я потом очень дорого беру, чтобы заткнуться.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koro More Doma Vinate Doya Jagata Samsare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koro More
как же?
Ну, Аня должна переводить, которая в группе в Телеграме тоже будет перевод.
Так ты все-таки на английском будешь читать?
Да,
А ты на английском читаешь?
да.
А, тогда мы пошли.
Не, должна Аня переводить из Базеля.
Почему ты на русском не хочешь читать?
Потому что она в Цюрих срока.
Ну,
Так
такое
здесь
дело.
читали. Читали на русском.
Ну, должны переводить на английском тоже будет. Харе Кришна. Харе Кришна.
Hare Krishna.
Does it work? Microphone doesn't work. Ah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. It's my first time speaking publicly about Krishna. Therefore, I don't know the process exactly, but I will try my best and try to say something by your. And I want to ask your blessing to say something about Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada. Jai. And today we are reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and let's chant Mangalacharana first, or I don't know how to do it. Okay.
Будет перевод у нас.
Не будет? У меня не получается.
Пишет, что у нее интернет не тянет.
Аня, может, вы переведете?
Я не знаю на русском терминологии.
Да не важно, хоть
Переведу так, что
Общий смысл.
общий смысл. Одно слово в 5 минут нормально.
дело в том, что для меня это как бы, ну как, я не разговариваю на русском столько, сколько...
Ладно, хорошо. Ну так что будем делать?
Давайте я сделаю, но я сделаю как бы, я не отвечаю за качество вообще. Ну это общий смысл.
Ну да.
Надо же подключить ее к чату.
Не в чат можно.
Я на один раз.
Да, только на один раз. Давайте через гарнитуру она переведет.
Что?
Через гарнитуру она переведет.
Should I write with the text of the word or? Okay.
Одевать наушники? Да, там, которые работать должны. Не поймать по звуку. И просто говорите в этот...
I think the translation is all okay. И нам гарнитура нужна на каком канале? По-моему, первый. А у нас здесь все на первом.
Okay. So we are reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and first of all, I want to remind us, and for myself, context of reading. So we are speaking about Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is incarnation of Lord Krishna, who appeared in this world around 500 years ago. And he took his birth in India, and he preached about the glory of the process of Sankirtana. It means chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And in such way, a person can attain pure love to Godhead very quickly. So we are speaking about Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya had different periods of his life. He had early years, his childhood. Also, he had his mission period when he preached actively to scholars and to different persons. And also, he had his last pastimes when he was deeply absorbed in bhajan, so in meditation and worshiping the Lord. And we are speaking now about second period of his life. So it is a period of his preaching or mission, and it called Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. And now we are discussing 21st chapter of Madhya Lila. So it means that Lord Chaitanya was around 29-30 years old. And this conversation which we are speaking about, it's a conversation between Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami. They met second time in Varanasi, and exactly now they are speaking on Dasashvamedh Ghat. I made picture of this Dasashvamedh Ghat on the background, so you can see. When we are looking or thinking or reminding us about these holy places, then we purified our mind. So this picture is also here. And yes, we are speaking exactly now about Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami's. Lord Chaitanya gave to Sanatana Goswami instructions about spiritual life, and Sanatana Goswami is known also as Sambandha Acharya of our line. Therefore, he become all knowledge from Lord Chaitanya, and it's described in the chapter 20, from 20 to 24 in Madhya Lila. So it's 4 big chapters of instructions from Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami. And then after giving this instruction, Lord Chaitanya says that now you have all the knowledge, and now you need to write books for other Vaishnavas, for other devotees, because now people don't have clear understanding how to follow the spiritual life. So you get all knowledge from me, and now you shall write books. And he said to Sanatana Goswami that he shall write a book about the activities of Vaishnavas. And now it is known as Haribhakti Vilasa. So, to remind us about this conversation, I propose to read Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 24th chapter, text from 324 to 345. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Folding his hands, Sanatana Goswami said, "My Lord, you ordered me to write a directory about the activities of Vaishnavas." Text 325. I am the most low-born person. I have no knowledge or good behavior. How is it possible for me to write authorized direction about Vaishnava activities? Sanatana Goswami then required the Lord, "Please personally tell me how I can write the difficult book about Vaishnava behavior. Please manifest yourself in my heart. If you would please manifest yourself within my heart and personally direct me in writing this book, then also I'm low-born, I may hope to be able to write it. You can do this because you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead yourself, and whatever you direct is perfect. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, whatever you want to do, you will be able to do correctly by Lord Krishna's favor. He will manifest the real purport. Because you asked me for a synopsis, please hear these few indications. In the beginning, describe how one must take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Your book should describe the characteristic of the bona fide guru and bona fide disciple. Then, before accepting a spiritual master, one can be assured of the spiritual master's position. Similarly, the spiritual master can also be assured of the disciple's position. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, should be described as the worshipable object, and you should describe the bija mantra of the worshipping of Krishna as well as the Rama or any other expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You should discuss the qualification necessary for receiving a mantra and perfection of the mantra, the purification of the mantra, initiation, morning duties, remembrance of the Supreme Lord, cleanliness, and washing the mouth and other parts of the body. You should describe how in the morning one should regularly brush his teeth, make his bath, offer prayers to the Lord, and offer obeisances to the spiritual master. You should also describe how one should render service to a spiritual master and paint one's body in 12 places with Urdhapundra Tilaka, as well as one should step one's body with the holy names of the Lord, of the symbols of the Lord, such as disc and club. After this, you should describe how one should decorate his body with gopi chandana, wear neck beads, collect tulasi leaves from the tulasi tree, cleanse his clothes and the altar, cleanse his own house or apartment, and go to the temple and ring the bell just to draw the attention of the Lord Krishna. Also describe deity worship, wherein one should offer food to Krishna at least 5 times daily, and in due time place him on a bed. You should also describe the process of offering arati and the worship of the Lord according to the list of 5, 16, or 50 ingredients. The characteristic of the deities should be described as well as the characteristic of the Shilagram Shila. You should also discuss visiting the deities in the temple and touring holy places like Vrindavana, Mathura and Dwarka. You should glorify the holy name and explain that one must carefully give up offenses when chanting the holy name. You should also describe the symptoms of Vaishnava and explain that one must give up or nullify all kinds of seva paradha offenses in deity worship. The items of worship such as water, conch shell, flower, incense, and lamp should be described. You should also mention chanting softly, offering prayers, circumambulation, and offering obeisances. All this should be carefully described. The other items you should describe are the method of performing Purascharana, taking Krishna Prasadam, giving up unoffered food, and not blaspheming the Lord devotees. You should describe the symptoms of a devotee, how to associate with devotees, how to satisfy a devotee by rendering service, and how to give up the association of non-devotees. You should also explain the value and regular hearing of recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam. You should describe the ritualistic duties to be performed every day, and you should also describe the fortnightly duties, especially how to observe the fortnightly Ekadashi feast. You should also describe the duties to be observed every month, and you should especially describe the observance of ceremonies like Janmashtami, Ramanavami, and Nrisimha Chaturdashi. Ekadashi, Janmashtami, Vamana Dvadashi, Ramanavami, and Nrisimha Chaturdashi, all these should be described. You should recommend the avoidance of mixed Ekadashi and the performance of pure Ekadashi. You should also describe the fault in not observing Ekadashi. You should be very carefully as far as these items are concerned. If one is not careful, one will be negligent in executing devotional service. Whatever you say about Vaishnava behavior, the establishment of Vaishnava temples and deities and everything else should be supposed by evidence from the Puranas. You should give general and specific descriptions of the behavior and activities of Vaishnava. You should outline things that are to be done and things that are not to be done. All this should be described as regulations and etiquette. I have thus given a synopsis of Vaishnava regulative principles. I have given this in brief just to give you a little direction. Then you write on your subject. Krishna will help you by spiritually awakening you. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. So, and the verse that I want to repeat with you, it's Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 345. You can repeat. Eis Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshana Yabetumi Likhiba Krishna Karaba Spurana Sutra Digdarshana Yabetumi Likhiba Krishna Karaba Sprihuna Eishankapa Sutra Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabatumi Likhibam Krishna Karabes Puranam Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabetumi Likhibam Krishna Karabes Puranam Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabetumi Likhiba Krishna Karabes Puranam Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabetumi Likhiba Krishna Karabes Puranam Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabetumi Likhiba Krishna Karabes Puranam Can somebody repeat? Sankshepe Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabetumi Likhiba Krishna Karabes Puranam. Еще кто-то? Okay. Sankshepa Sutra Kahilun Digdarshanam Yabetu Milikhiba Krishna Karabes Puranam. So, word by word translation. A thus Sankshepa in brief, Sutra quotes Kahilun I have described, Digdarshanam just a little direction, Yabe whenever, to me you, Likhiba will attempt to write, Krishna Lord Krishna, Karabe will do, Spurana manifesting. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhacharya Naravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I have thus given a synopsis of the Vaishnava regulative principles. I have given this in brief just to give you a little direction. When you write on this subject, Krishna will help you by spiritually awakening you. Purport. One cannot write on spiritual matters without being blessed by Krishna. Аня, а у вас есть телефон? У вас есть телефон с собой? Можно открыть этот комментарий, тогда будет понятнее. Окей. Okay. Why one cannot write on spiritual matters without being blessed by Krishna and the disciplic succession of gurus. The blessing of the authorities are one's power of attorney. One should not try to write anything about Vaishnava behavior and activities without being authorized by superior authorities. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduh. And also in this connection, Srila Prabhupada writes purports to verse number читай, да? And also okay. Ну, как получается уже там, то, в общем. And also purport to verse number 2. Yes, verse number 326, purport of Srila Prabhupada. The writing of Vaishnava literature is not a function of ordinary men. Vaishnava literature are not mental concoctions. They are all authorized literature meant to guide those who are going to be Vaishnavas. Under this circumstances, an ordinary man cannot give his own opinion. His opinion must always correspond with the conclusion of the Vedas. Unless one is fully qualified in Vaishnava behavior and authorized by superior authority, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot write Vaishnava literature or purports and commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. And also 328. Sanatana Goswami was a pure devotee of Krishna. A pure devotee has no business other than serving Krishna. Consequently, Krishna is always ready to help him. This benediction was given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami, who was authorized to write Vaishnava Smriti. Sanatana Goswami was a pure devotee of the Lord, and through the blessing of Lord Chaitanya, he was able to write the book perfectly. So we are reading in these purports that devotee have to get blessings of the Lord to write some spiritual literature, to speak about some spiritual topics. And Sanatana Goswami got this blessing and order from Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, he wrote later Haribhakti Vilasa. And also in this connection, we can see example of our Srila Prabhupada, that he became also a blessing of his spiritual master and manifest all this spiritual literature that we have now, all these books of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that we can read and purify our consciousness. And also Srila Prabhupada mentions that this sound is not ordinary sound, and words of his books and his preaching, it's not ordinary sound, not ordinary words, but it's spiritual vibration that come directly from the spiritual world, and he doesn't speak anything from himself, but just deliver the message from the spiritual world. And we read about all these instructions that Lord Chaitanya said to Sanatana Goswami to describe. And in his book about Vaishnava behavior. And when I read it, I found 5 main topics of these instructions. So he asked, Lord Chaitanya asked Sanatana Goswami to describe the process of initiation, so Diksha, relationship with disciple and guru, the process of chanting holy name and mantras, also worshipping to the deity, position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and Vaishnava behavior, practice, and etiquette. We heard about all of this instruction, and in today verses 338, 345, we heard that Lord Chaitanya gave direction to Sanatana Goswami to write about value and glory of Srimad Bhagavatam, also about Vaishnava behavior, etiquette, and some duties and regulations that Vaishnavas have to perform daily, fortnightly, monthly, and also such duties as establishment of Vaishnava temples and deities. So, and also Lord Chaitanya says that everything that you mention have to be proved by Puranas. So you need to have this support with scriptures. And if we speak about Haribhakti Vilasa, then we know that author of Haribhakti Vilasa is Sanatana Goswami. Lord Chaitanya gave this order to write Haribhakti Vilasa to him, but it was compiled by Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Gopala Bhatta Goswami was collecting all the quotes from scriptures and put it together in book. After this, Sanatana Goswami read it and also wrote his own commentaries to these quotes, and now we know it as Digdarshani Tika. This book was written around 1542nd year, so it's around 16th century. And if we read content of this book, then we will see that all instructions that Lord Chaitanya gave to Sanatana Goswami, they are described. And in first and second chapter, we will find description about relationship with disciple and guru, between guru and disciple, also how to chant mantras and glory of the holy name. Shishi Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi Ki Jai. Shishi Gauranitai Ki Jai. In chapters from 3rd till 5th, we will find description of Vaishnava behavior and practice. In chapters from 6 to 8 and also from 18 to 19, we will find description of deity worship. In chapter 9, we will find how to associate with Vaishnavas. And chapter 11 and 17, glory of the holy names, and also different instructions how a person can chant the holy name. In chapters 12, 13, and also 15, a description about fasting on Ekadashi and also Dvadashi. And chapters 14, 15, 16, and 20, duties and prescriptions, daily, bi-weekly, monthly, festivals, etc. So all topics that Lord Chaitanya said, about which Lord Chaitanya said to Sanatana Goswami, he described in his book Hari Bhakti Vilasa and fulfilled the desire of Lord Chaitanya. And today I want to speak more deeply about Ekadashi. Yesterday I read this 12th and 13th chapter of Hari Bhakti Vilasa to say something how Sanatana Goswami described it. And the meaning of Ekadashi, does somebody of you know what is Ekadashi and why do we follow it?
It's usually fasting from grains and or even water fast only, but it's like a sacrifice that you do instead, like for eating you think about the holy name and you chant more rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And also like read scriptures, so it's more like connecting. And it's the 11th day after full moon.
Mm-hmm. But what is the meaning of this day? Do you know?
Is to connect more deeper, like in your sadhana.
Yeah. Some other thoughts?
Like it's the day where you're protected from sin, because every day you're affected from sin, and then that day all the sin is in the grain and nowhere else.
Yes, thank you. Хотите про Экадаши?
Нет, я не знаю, но я хочу услышать ответ.
Okay. Вы хотите что-то сказать? Okay. So, Ekadashi, meaning of and effect of Ekadashi. Ekadashi, it's a very nice opportunity to get all benediction of the Lord in material and spiritual sense. It's very blessed day, so we need to learn about it more. First of all, this day, please Lord Krishna, and the person who observes Ekadashi become very dear to him. So it's nice motivation for itself only to follow Ekadashi. And also when we try to intense our spiritual practice in this day, it helps us to get strong attachment to devotional service to Krishna. Like Darya mentioned, when we read more on Ekadashi or try to hear about Krishna more or chant more holy name, then taste come, especially on this day by the mercy of Krishna. And when spiritual taste comes, then our material attachment, they become weaker and weaker. Therefore, we become liberation from some material attachments. Sins are destroyed, so we are leaving our karma reactions aside, and also in Hari Bhakti Vilasa stated that when person follow Ekadashi, then we liberate exactly 100 generation of relatives. Like if just by ourselves we follow Ekadashi, then our surrounding people, they can also get some benediction. And also Ekadashi, of course, giving some material benefits, but purpose of devotees for following Ekadashi, it's not because of material benefits, which Ekadashi of course give, but for pleasing the Lord and for deepening relationship with the Lord. But Ekadashi is so nice day that even the wrong motive brings complete benefit, and person get all mercy of the Lord. And now is the most important question: how to follow Ekadashi according Hari Bhakti Vilasa. If you will read this book by yourself, you will find very, very large amount of the verses which describe different details. I read it yesterday and I wrote something that was interesting for me. So I encourage you also to read this book, to find something for yourself, to get some inspiration and motivation to follow Ekadashi, because Sanatana Goswami described very brightly what will be this person who don't follow Ekadashi, how he will go to hell, how he will lose everything, and so on. I didn't wrote about this in my presentation, but I mean, if you will read it by yourself, you will get a strong faith that you don't want to be such person and you want to follow Ekadashi. In Hari Bhakti Vilasa, he stated things that person have to avoid on Ekadashi and what person shall to do on Ekadashi. I start with things that need to be avoided. And first of all, ideal standard for Ekadashi that Sanatana Goswami mentioned is try to avoid eating food at all. So whole day fasting on Ekadashi, and also person don't have to eat night before Ekadashi. Day before Ekadashi called Dashami, and day after Ekadashi called Dvadashi. So when we observe Ekadashi, it doesn't mean that it's fasting for one day. It means that we are fasting for 3 days. And it's starting on Dashami and finishing on Dvadashi. And all of these 3 days, Sanatana Goswami says that we need to eat only one time in day, and during Dashami, Ekadashi, and Dvadashi. And yes, so ideal standard is not to take any food on Ekadashi. If we cannot feast fully, like without food, without water, without anything, then we can eat some food, but without eating without grains and legumes. I wrote wrongly. Also try to avoid eating grains and legumes. And also try to avoid salt, honey, butter, a large amount of water also, eating more than once a day on Dashami, Ekadashi and Dvadashi, fasting on mixed with Dashami, Ekadashi. If really I'm not expert in this topic about mixed Ekadashi, but Lord Chaitanya, we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said to Sanatana Goswami and highlighted that you need to describe why person shall to avoid fasting on this day, mixed Ekadashi. And in Haribhakti Vilasa book, Sanatana Goswami describes that person who fasting on mixed Ekadashi, he will also lose everything, go to hell, and everything will be bad. Therefore, we need to understand which Ekadashi is pure, so we need to fast as regular, and which Ekadashi are mixed. Then in mixed Ekadashi, we need to fast on Dvadashi and break fast on Trayodashi. Yes, and also it's not very good to take some medicines, but if it's needed for body, then in Haribhakti Vilasa stated that it doesn't break the fast. Also avoid sexual intercourse, physical exercise, daytime naps and traveling, using cosmetics, applying mascara, wearing jewelry, new clothes, flower garlands, using sandalwood paste, brushing teeth. Also avoid lying, stealing, anger, violence. And also here is stated that on day of Dvadashi, we shall not make abhisheka for the deity. What to do in Ekadashi? So in Haribhakti Vilasa stated that Ekadashi person have to observe this fast from 8 to 80 years. So before 8, children don't have to observe Ekadashi, and after 80 years old also. And what to do when we are on Dashami, so day before Ekadashi, it is good to make vow before the deity or picture of Krishna or our home altar, I don't know, and ask Lord for the blessings to observe this vow, and then try to follow this vow. After this, follow and inspire also others to follow. And before breaking the fast, offer Krishna the fruits of this fast and activities. On Ekadashi, it's very nice to hear the glories of Ekadashi and Krishna, and tell about this also to others. Give charity to exalted Brahmins, fasting to the benefit of others. It's also one point that in Haribhakti Vilasa states that if you cannot fast by yourself, then you can ask other to fast for yourself on Ekadashi. Or you by yourself can fast for other, for example, relative who doesn't practice, or spiritual master, or whoever, and these people will get benefit. And the person who fasting like this, not for personal benefit, but for the benefit of others, he get also more benefit after following Ekadashi in such a way. Also, it is good to offer in prayers, remembering the Lord in Ekadashi, chanting the holy name and mantras, meditate on the form of the Lord, splendid worship the deity, decorating the Lord or the temple, performing fire sacrifices, staying awake at night. It's also a very big topic that was described around 150 verses. Sanatana Goswami wrote, "Why shall we stay awake at night?" And he wrote that we need to be enthusiastic, we need to make some spiritual activity, and if we make in such a way every Ekadashi, then we will get liberation, he wrote. And yes. And also here was described that person have to sleep on the floor for these 3 days of fast, so that we can be not in our comfort zone and quite austerity for body. Also some relaxations on the feast. If we cannot feast fully without food, then we can take water, milk, ghee, dairy products, sesame, fruits, roots, or non-grains, legume foods. But also, it is we need to take it only one time in day, if we need it. And our behavior for these 3 days have to be such as forgiveness, truthfulness, compassion, silence, cleanliness, sense control, contentment, and restraint. When we want to break the fast, then we need to do it at the proper time. Normally in Vaishnava calendar, here is stated in which time we shall break the fast. And yesterday I spoke with one Vaishnavi, Indian Mataji, and she said that it is very good when we break fast as just this time started. So not to wait very long, but break fast when this time started. And it's good to break fast after morning prayers and feed brahmanas before we break in the fast. And then when we break the fast, then we shall, it's recommended to eat first tulasi leaf offered to Lord Krishna and then everything else. And also we shall remember that on Dvadashi we shall eat one time in the day. And then next day, Trayodashi, we can eat normally. So it was my topic. Now, I don't know what time is it. Oh, it's exactly 30 minutes. So we can stop here, or if you want to discuss something, maybe we can speak 5 minutes more, if you like. Okay.
Я хотела спросить, почему именно к определенным лунным дням привязаны Экадаши? Какое-то объяснение?
Question is why Ekadashi connected to some moon days? Did I read some description? I didn't read this description in Haribhakti Vilasa, and also I cannot give answer now. If you want, I can check it later and say to you.
Okay, thank you so much for a very nice lecture. I also have some questions regarding Ekadashi, because you also mentioned mixed Ekadashi.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what's the difference between mixed and pure Ekadashi.
This is described in Haribhakti Vilasa, and I can send you these verses later. As I remember about from this description, here is different periods of moon, also like different astrological periods, and sometimes they have different time and they combine in a different ways. So sometimes this Dashami day before Ekadashi, this day is mixed, and sometimes time is not proper for feasting. But by myself, I cannot understand it. Normally, some astrologers have to say about it. People who write this day of Ekadashi in calendars, they already calculate it, and they write for every country, for every city, proper time. For example, for India, it can be one time. For Russia, it can, or Ukraine, it can be other time. For Zurich, it can be other time. Therefore, we need to get this information from authorities. But also, I will send you these verses that you can.
We should fast on the following day, the Dvadashi.
Yes, when Ekadashi is mixed, then we need to fast on Dvadashi and break fast on Trayodashi. So after one day.
And for example, if you fast, just do water fast on Ekadashi, you said also like the day before Dvadashi or
Mhm.
suppose?
Dashami.
Dashami, it's also you eat once per day, right? Or you don't eat in the evening, you mentioned something.
On Dashami and Dvadashi, you can eat normally, like with grains and everything, but only one time in day. But on Ekadashi, it's better to not eat at all. It's the best standard. Like Sanatana Goswami described many verses of of blessings for a person who will not eat anything. But if it's not possible because of the health or some other reasons, then you can eat on Ekadashi also, but one time. And if you drink water, then it is also have to be limited, like not very much water.
And for example, when you break it fast on the following day on Dvadashi, you have to break it at that time, right? But then you only eat once at Dvadashi as well,
Yes.
just to be sure.
So,
you eat only in the morning and then you fast all day.
yes, yes. And it is states that after in the evening of Dashami and Dvadashi, person shall not take food. Yesterday I discussed this with Indian Mataji, and she said that after 4 o'clock on Dashami and Dvadashi we shall not eat at all. So if we cannot, for example, eat only one time a day, then we can eat twice. For example, to break fast and then to take lunch, but we shall not eat after 4 o'clock.
Okay. And that's for both, right?
Yes, yes. Okay.
I just looked quickly also on AI. It's basically because it's a lunar day, right? So the lunar day is then the 11th lunar day is too late. You cannot break a fast too late after sunrise, right? Then you have to do the next day. It's just that it's too late. And there's an app called Trik Pancham, I think it's called. You can look them up. I think it's ISKCON authorized. It's ISKCON made that app. I think it's Trik Pancham. Yes, Trik DRIK Pancham. It's ISKCON, and there you have ISKCON calendar, and it tells you a bit when it's mixed one. It's not so easy to see, but if it's just too late, then you do the next.
Thank you very much. Krishna. So, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Я сегодня узнал, что такое начало.
Это
тренировка.
ну, я почти сама что же говорю. Я знаю, что надо читать.
Да, но просто это нужно было подготовить заранее. А то есть, когда вы говорите, я могу говорить?
Да, но там, я знаю, через письма и тоже там.
Не, ну, допустим, если я толком не знаю, потому что я читала про Катушку, я покупала, мне подарила книжку, где написано там про который, ну, в общем, короче, они все там все очень письма говорили, и я на самом деле заинтересовалась за это, очень очень меня проститься, потому что это очень много, простите, воплощение греха, и вот это вот описание, как он из чего что состоит, там, вот это вот, и, в общем, я когда это прочитала, поняла, что не не поститься на экране. Я вам могу прислать вам эту главу, только то, что описание, что она написала.
Правильно, там же правильно всегда это истории какие-то еще.
Да, вдохновляюще. Что-то про Анну с чего там что-то совсем не очень.
How did your translation work? Were you the one translating or how
Yeah,
was it?
actually, it's we have this like.
Вы выключили там, да? Нет, мне кажется, что я ничего не выключила. Я буду случайно просто.
This where did you? This was connected with the script.
This was for
Yeah, this I brought from Gazprom.
and this one is
This was also connected.
Ирина, я не выключила. Если что, я ничего здесь не сделала. Я не
Хорошо,
знаю, что
хорошо,
сделать, поэтому я не
я
сделала.
So you were the one translating.
I was doing translation, but to be honest, I couldn't translate when Irina was reading. I was just translating only the part when Irina was speaking and when it was like, especially it's more clear when there's something on the screen, when I can read from the screen also.
No, exactly. That's why I'm surprised if you were not changing.
Yeah, but
This fast.
It was very first time, so you know, like when it's very first time, it's kind of a struggle. But I think if you do this like many times, it will be okay. Cool. Tu siamo paralizzati. Oh, allora. It's pretty cool. You're doing very good. It's so cool.
Yes, and also when they change it to pajamas, it's